Yo, and welcome back to the channel. So here we are in Manga Bay, Nosy Be Island, paradise, living the dream, sitting on my little deck chair, under me brolly, right next to the pool. Paradise, look at this is really nice. So, problems, military coups, huh? Well, what a situation to get into, Madagascar, huh? Aye, what can you say? So, what's going down? What do I know? Well, I know that the 3 weeks ago, the Gen Z, the youngsters of Madagascar, now the average age of a person in Madagascar is around 19 or 20. So there's a lot of Gen Z, a lot of them. They've started protesting over, well, basically two ministers decided to do a protest, and the government shut them down directly, arrested them, and put them in prison or held them so that they couldn't do the protest. And the Gen Z went mental because of it and took over, literally just took over the country, basically. All started in Antananarivo, in the capital, and it soon spread to all the other major cities in the country, apart from Nosy Be and Saint Marie have been pretty much untouched.
When we're in the same place, it's not enough.
But that's good. It's a good thing that Nosy Be's not been touched for certain. So what happened is, after about 3 weeks of rioting, they started doing peaceful protests to start with, and then they started rioting. They burnt down the main shopping centre. I think it's, what's it called, the Riverside shopping centre, I think, something like that. But they literally burnt it down, looted it, destroyed it, and then they started destroying people's private property as well, which is a bit naughty. They started burning a few cars and things like that. I think I heard on the grapevine, I think it was one of my subscribers actually said that the Chinese, or a couple of Chinese supermarkets, or maybe even shopping centres, have been destroyed completely as well. After 3 weeks of rioting and protesting, burning cars in the middle of the street and car tyres and stuff like that, they won. They won. The military backed them. The military took to the streets, which is the Mara Mila, the military. They took to the streets with the protesters, and the people in power, the president, he went into hiding. I think he went to Saint Marie on a helicopter to lay low there with the hope of calming the people down through his TV appearance. However, it never happened. The TV appearance never happened from Madagascar. He then got a French military plane, took him to Dubai, I believe. I thought he might have gone to Paris or Reunion or Mauritius, but he ended up going to Dubai, which is, I should have guessed that in the first place, because he not so long ago he sold the two islands just off Nosy Be, Nosy Sakatia and Nosy Michu. He sold them to the Prince of Dubai, or the Prince of Dubai's son, and they've been bobbing about on the water here. They've gone past this beach a couple of times on two yachts worth 500 million a piece. So very, very nice life for them. I don't know how much they paid for the islands, and I don't know where the money went, but I can guess it was on that military plane, or it was already secure in Switzerland or Dubai. The president, it's his second term. He's been in power. It's his third term. He was in power a few years ago. Then he took power again in 2018. Basically, with corruption, I should imagine corruption was involved in that election for certain. There was Russian guys in suits, big mafia-looking guys. Putin's guys were behind him all the way, behind all the candidates, putting money into the candidates' pockets for them to make T-shirts and throw money off lorries, literally standing on the back of the lorries, the candidates, throwing €1 notes at all the people in the streets and that. Vote for me, throwing T-shirts and stuff. I don't even think the vote was true, to be honest with you. I think it was all false and made up, the vote. But anyway, he ended up gaining power. A couple of the other candidates in that election ended up getting arrested, getting threatened to get out of the country or they'll be killed. One of the main candidates actually got his face bust in by gendarmerie, and his eye socket was that badly broken that they had to fly him direct to Reunion to have it fixed and that. So he was out the race, and a couple of other ones were out the race within no time. And then the president got power. He ended up with the power, and the presidential election was won by him. Anyway, he's decided he's going to help the people, he's going to be a good president. People backed him, everybody was behind him, hoping for good things to come. He fixed quite a few things. He fixed the road system. Recently, he's just built a cable car system in Antananarivo, which is pretty good, pretty modern. You know, he's had the Chinese built it, but I think the running costs of it, just to maintain the running costs and the loan that's on it to the Chinese, I think it's like €20,000 a day or something that it needs to make just to break even, which is too much. It's too much money for Tanner. The people there, they can't even afford to go on it. It's like 3 times the price of a bus or 4 times the price of using the bus. So it's just pointless using it. It's for rich students pretty much to get from one end of Tanner to the other. Bit of a gimmick, and maybe he got favours from the Chinese for doing it, I don't know, or from somewhere, who knows. But it did get completed. I do believe it has been damaged and burnt. Some of the stations, it's got stations obviously along the way. Some of them have been destroyed by the Gen Z protesters. Not the best of things to do, really, to waste all that money on that when people in Tanner haven't got water, constant water. A lot of properties don't even have a tap. They've got to literally fill plastic 20-litre drums and then carry them back to their house so they got a water supply. Pretty sad. It's the same in Nosy Be, in Hellville. It's the same. There's no water there. Like, it's a nightmare to get water. Where I live, there's water 95% of the time. You've got water. Sometimes there's water cut-offs. Electric, it was pretty bad. A lot of power cuts last year. A lot of power cuts. This year it's not been so bad, to be honest with you. We've had power most of the time, but I do know that the generator system is owned by or managed by Caterpillar, the one in Nosy Be. There's 6 massive big generators. 3 of them are broken, and the bill hasn't been paid because the president didn't pay his bill. He's got €1 million debt. Whether he's been paid since, I don't know. But he had €1 million debt to Caterpillar, and Caterpillar pulled out and said, we're not coming to fix your generators anymore until you pay this bill. Pay the bill, we'll come and fix them. So they've remained broken. So obviously we're running on half power. The other problem is the corruption with the bosses of the electric company. To fill their pockets a little bit, they steal the diesel for the generators. Say there's 2,400 litres of diesel per day, so 100 litres an hour. They cut the electric for 3 hours, they can still steal 300 litres of diesel, basically. That's how they see it, and that's what they do. Big problems. Like the Prime Minister, I do believe he got arrested because he had to do an emergency landing. They took off from Tanner in a private jet, the Prime Minister, Vatamanga, which is everybody knows Vatamanga in Madagascar. He started off as a lorry driver. I think he had a lorry doing deliveries of sand and stone and stuff like that in Tamatave, and he progressed himself from that to being connected to the government. I think he actually got a job as a minister of business affairs or with overseas countries and things like that. And I do believe he actually went and went to another country, like in Africa somewhere, not too sure which ones, and talked him into doing business deals for billions or millions and millions, and then just as soon as the cash arrived, he stole it and set himself up for life, doing very, very well. He's also gone. Him and his family went on private jets. I'm not too sure of the countries they're in. I think he may be in Reunion. Turkey was mentioned for the Prime Minister. Now I think he's been released from Reunion because he was arrested when he landed in Reunion because the plane was running out of fuel. It tried to land in Mauritius. They refused him because there was no flight plan. Refused them to land, and then they've contacted Reunion, requested permission to land there. They've been refused there, and then they've just circled Reunion until they've run out of fuel, and then said, we're low on fuel, we need an emergency landing, SOS, and obviously they can't refuse that, so they've let them land and arrested them when they've landed. I don't know whether they've arrested just the pilot and that, but I did hear on the grapevine that the Prime Minister was arrested as well, the ex-Prime Minister, who was actually ousted by the President a few days before the President fled the country. So yeah, he's fled to Dubai with all his money, the old President. I've never had a bad thing to say about the President, to be honest with you, because pretty scared. It's not the sort of thing that you do is talk out bad about the President of Madagascar while he's in power. But now he's not in power, I think it's free reign, innit? To say what you want. I did like him when he first started. I was here, I was living in Madagascar when he first took over, and he did quite a few good things. He's built some basic housing for people in the government who work in the government and stuff. He's built a few schools. He's also fixed a lot of the roads, but not all of them. There's more roads depreciated, disintegrated now than there was before he even started, I think. The road to Tuliar's terrible, absolutely terrible. However, the road to Diego, pretty good. So he's done a bit, and the roads around Tanner as well. He's done a bit in Tanner of fixing the roads and stuff. But people want electric and they want water. That's the problem. So I'd like to know what was on this military jet, this French jet that took. Well, French. It wasn't a jet. It was a French twin propeller aeroplane, I think, a huge one. An army plane that took him to Dubai, but I bet that was absolutely stuffed with gold. Even his father-in-law was caught with gold, trying to smuggle gold out of Nosy Be airport not so long ago. Obviously the President hadn't informed the local chiefs and people in power in Nosy Be that his father-in-law would be doing that, and they busted the plane and didn't realise exactly what was going on, and then it was all over the news before it was too late to keep it quiet. He's President. He's responsible for quite a few people's deaths, to be honest with you. He needs to be held accountable, but will he be accountable? I don't think so. There was a famous singer not so long ago in Madagascar, a lady who was related to the old Nosy Be royal family, and she started chirping up and saying, listen, if you're living on land in Nosy Be, it's your land, don't move off it, don't give it up to the President, it's yours, you keep it, fight for it, I'll fight for you, I'll fight for you, I'm part of the royal family of Nosy Be, blah de blah. So obviously the royal family doesn't exist in Nosy Be anymore, but she's been arrested and put in prison. She's got ill in prison, and the prison service has requested to the President to let her go, let her out. She's going to die if we don't let her go, or at least let her go to hospital. The President refused it and said, no, keep her there. And she's died, basically, just before his second term. They've hushed it all up and kept it under wraps that she's died until he's actually got his second term presidency. And then it's come out a couple of days after that she's passed away. Another woman, he stole somebody's land in Nosy Be, huge big plot. They basically look on the map with a pen in Antananarivo, in the capital, and just draw a big circle around the plot of land and say, yes, put my name on that, I'll have that. And then they send the gendarmerie directly to that plot and throw everybody off the plot, same as what they're doing in Sakatia. But I've got a feeling that the Prince of Dubai is not going to get his way with Nosy Sakatia and Nosy Michu. I think that's finished. I think that the people in Sakatia are going to be alright, they're going to get to live there. He's done a lot of bad things early, to be honest with you. He's gone too far. I don't know why he went that far. I don't know why he couldn't just stop. He's already worth $1 billion according to Forbes list, but that doesn't include corruption money. I should imagine he's got another $1 billion or $2 billion stashed away in Dubai or in Switzerland, I should imagine. But I don't know for certain that. I'd put my life on it that he has, though. So there you go. He owns the president actually owns a couple of hotels and stuff. He's got actually shares in the Royal Beach Hotel, Royal Andalana Hotel as well, and also he owns the Vanilla Hotel in Nosy Be. Very nice big hotel. I don't think he'll be holidaying here anytime soon. I don't know how long he'll have to stay away for. Maybe for life, or maybe in a few years' time he'll be able to creep back in now and again to Nosy Be, but I think Tanner will be off the list. But he probably doesn't even need to. It's just a shame for him that he didn't have long enough to prepare to get everything signed and sealed and stolen away, I guess. But there you go. What can you do? Bad man. Ratty little person. Very, very bad. So, as for the military have took over. The gendarmerie can't take over. It's only the military that can take over power. So the gendarmerie have been on the president's side, whereas the military have been on the people's side. The gendarmerie actually, one gendarmerie actually shot one of the military and killed him the other day. So that's added to the list of deaths. I think there's 22, 23 including him. Probably more like 100 or so. They say they were using rubber bullets and tear gas, but I think a few live rounds have been let off as well, by the looks of it. Are the gendarmerie to blame? Not really. They're just doing what their president tells them to do. That's who they work for, so what can they do? What can they say? But how long will the military rule Madagascar for before another government's elected? I don't know. Sometimes this sort of thing can last like a couple of years. There's some countries like Burkina Faso and is it Burma maybe as well, that have been for donkey's years they've been run by military. So who knows how long it is going to last. Next, what's going to happen? All the schools are shut as well on the mainland. So Nosy Be, the schools are open, but in every other school in the mainland has been shut. The universities will obviously be shut as well. The government offices, they're going to be shut, aren't they? A lot of the government is going to be shut down because and not many of them are going to go to work, even if they're not shut down, because they're probably not going to get paid. The military, gendarmerie, police, hospitals, school teachers, who knows whether they'll be paid or not? Who knows? I doubt it. I don't even know. I bet the safe is absolutely squeaky clean. I bet there's not even a cobweb in there. Where's the money gone, President? Bring the money back. The people want their money. Where is it? What do you need all that money for? Good life. Just thinking the other day, like if you got $1 billion, you get like 100 million in interest on that a year if you put it in like the S&P 500. Or 100 million, it's going to go up by 100 million a year on average. That's pretty good, like 2 million a week to live on for the rest of your life and never do anything. And it still wasn't enough for him. It still wasn't enough. So there you go. He's been ousted. He's out completely. He's not in power anymore. The military are in power. That's about it. But I tell you what, it's very nice today. I'm just having a nice Coca-Cola. There it is. Bit of ice, real Coca-Cola as well. Very, very good. Chilling out on the beach. Might have a little walk down the beach and then I'll be off home, go pay the staff, see how they've got on. So there you go. That's it. Thanks for watching from Paradise Nosy Be, and hopefully the military can do a decent job and look after the country, get it back on its feet, get things going, and that'll be good. Is it safe for tourists? Well, there's a tourist family just here, little family just there, who are here enjoying themselves. Nosy Be's got a lot of people from Tanner at the moment. There's a lot of people here from Tanner. A lot of the hotels are booked up with rich Tanner people who have just got out of Tanner and said, I want to get out, enough's enough. They've got curfews there and stuff like that, where you can't go out of a night and stuff like that. A lot of the businesses are shut down. But Nosy Be is business as usual. No problems here as of yet. Is it safe to come on holiday and come to Madagascar on holiday? It is to Nosy Be, it is to St Marie. The mainland, obviously the governments are recommending against it. The British, American, French governments and that recommending against it. I'd say it's safe. It's all right. This isn't a foreigner problem, to be honest with you. This is a Malagasy problem. There's no reports of any foreigners being attacked or killed or anything that I know of. So there you go. In fact, some of the foreigners are actually out there with the protesters, videoing it and stuff like that. I've seen quite a few videos on Facebook of it. Not advisable to do that, and not advisable to get inside the protests. Obviously the military will look for backing from somebody, some country, somewhere. Obviously, with it being an ex-French colony, France is in the running to help Madagascar get back on its feet. But I think that France won't be the one that they choose. I think they will choose the Wagner Group, which is the President Putin, Vladimir Putin's guys, the Russians. They'll be sniffing around Madagascar now, like looking to get back into getting their little sticky, little dirty fingers into the sticky little dirty pie of Madagascar to see what they can rape out the place. No doubt. That's the way it is. Let's take everything and give back nothing. It's company fucking policy.